Hello, 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 Facebook family. Elevate, Facebook Live, April 3rd, 2024. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look like Char's coming in now. Anyway, I got a special announcement later on. But welcome, Facebook Live, 7 p.m., April 3rd, episode 130. Episode 130. And we're doing a leader spotlight today on RJ Scaling and Scaringe. I always mispronounce his name. I've heard it said 50 times and I still pronounce it wrong. But that's what we're going to be talking about today as a leader spotlight. And I hope you guys are excited as I am. This guy is amazing. He's done amazing things, and I'm sure he'll continue to do amazing things. But before we get started and all that, I got a special announcement. I wish I had that little that little sound when you have a special announcement that goes across the screen. And that special announcement is that Char is with us. Char, you want to say hello to the people?
Hello.
Gotta say it louder.
Hello.
So she said hello to the people. I wanted to introduce you. That's my wife. I know many of y'all thought I was single because she's never here, but she's been working her tail off. So with her being here, I just wanted to do that special shout out and get introduce everybody to Char. So my parents are on. Tamika's on. Can you guys hear me? Tamika says she couldn't hear. Can anybody hear me? If you can, let me know you can hear me. You can put a 1 down. That'll let me know that you can hear me. Hopefully we're not having any sound issues. But Stephanie, can you hear me? Put a 1 down and let me know. She can hear me. Okay. So anyway, you missed the special announcement. We're introducing everybody to Char since she's here today. And she hasn't turned off her phone yet. But anyway, we have a great Elevate session today. It's about a leader that's doing great things. It's one of those guys. It's kind of like the guy that we talked about out of Louisiana that's doing the stuff at Harvard. I can't think of anybody's name right now. And he got a real common name too. Fleming, Brandon Fleming. So he's one of these. This guy here is going to be one of those guys we peek back in on later on and see how he's doing. But he's doing an amazing job, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get into that, I wanted to ask for continued prayer for Karen. She's doing better, doing a lot better actually. And then just continue praying for her, please. And I also want to do a shout out to Caitlin Clark. I don't know if you guys are following this, but this is huge. This lady is a college basketball player, a woman's college basketball player. She plays for Iowa. Well, my wife is off her game. She's playing the speaker while I'm talking. She's off. She hasn't been doing this for a while, so she forgot how to do it. Just bear with her, guys. Bear with her. So anyway, am I having a senior moment? I don't know what you mean by that. What did I do? Did I do something?
You can't remember someone's name.
Oh, I couldn't remember the name. Brandon Fleming. Anyway. So Caitlin Clark plays for Iowa, 6 foot, can dribble, shoot threes, dribble drive, pass the ball, set records in NCAA women's for assist, set records in NCAA men's and women for scoring. She's a beast. She plays for Iowa. Well, last year she lost to LSU in the finals, and LSU won the championship. Well, this year in the was it the Elite Eight? No, it was the Final Four. In the Final Four, I believe, they ran up against LSU again. And most people picked LSU because they just have overall more talent. At least that's what people thought. And they beat them handily. They beat LSU handily. I was going for LSU. I like Caitlin, but I was going for LSU. So the young lady scores 41 points. I think she was double-digit in rebounds, and I think she was close to getting double-digit. She was close to a triple-double. I was focused on the 41 points. She did an amazing job. Beat LSU, had the lady from LSU crying on the screen. She was crying for different reasons, but I guarantee you if she won that game, she wouldn't have been crying. So, and then I want to give a shout-out to Dawn Staley, the lady that we talked about who's the coach of South Carolina. And she was on her first commercial with Coach K from Duke, the ex-coach from Duke. And it's the first time I've seen her on TV. But her work and her accomplishments are starting to come out there, and people are starting to say this is the lady that has coached the women's basketball team, has only lost 3 games in 3 years. She's only lost 3 games in 3 years. She's won what is that? She's won 2 national championships, but in the last 3 years, she's won 1, and she's going for another one right now. So I wanted to give a shout out to her. So what is Elevate? Elevate's coaching program, Elevate's leadership program. Elevate is an acronym. Expectations, leadership, ethics, vision, attitude, temperaments, and effectiveness. And what I personally like to do is coach. I like to personally coach. That's what I like to do. This right here, I'm enjoying it just because most of you I know, and I enjoy this a lot more than I did at first. But my real passion is to do one-on-one coaching, or in a classroom setting where we have 20, 30 people, and we're doing Elevate, or we're doing a seminar. That's kind of like what we're about. I will highlight the same thing I highlight every week, that there's 3 types of coaches out there. There's doers, deputies, and degreed. Now I start from the bottom. Now all these are good. All these people can help you. But the degreed are people that have high level degrees, masters or higher, and they have read the books, they have interviewed people, and they know a lot about leadership, and they can talk to you, they can teach you, they can train you a lot of things, but they have never led. They have never led anything. Their degrees is what got them the opportunity. Then you have deputies. Deputies are people that are next to the leader, and that leader is depending on them big time. And he has a little crew of people, an inner circle that he's depending on big time to help things, make things happen. And that's your deputies. But they haven't led. They were an integral part of making it happen, but they weren't the leader. Then you have the highest level, which are doers. Those are people that actually led. Those are people that actually got it done. Those are the people that can tell you the nuances. Those nuances is what turns the tide. Those nuances is what helps you get over the hump. And that's what Shar and I are. We are doers. So, you can hear like for instance, this is just me, Shark Tank. I like it, and I will always enjoy the show, but they never talk about bottom lines. They always talk about top line sales. I want to hear the bottom line. I'm happy that you're doing $20 million, but what percentage of that is profit? Tell me some of the things you had going on. I know that shark helped you get to where you're going, but what were some of the problems you had when you're trying to scale this business? Those are the things. Maybe they can come out with a Shark 2 online or something for people that want the nuts and bolts. But that's what we are. We can give you more than nuts and bolts. So I wanted to read the mission statement, 708. Who we got out there? Who did I miss? Tamika's out there. Stephanie's out there. My parents are out there. You see my dad say, you better show up. He put an exclamation point on that. You see that? Being here. So who else we got out there? Anybody else out there, please chime in. Let us know you're out there, because we'll just see a number on the screen. We will not see who you are unless you chime in and say, hey, I'm here. I also wanted to encourage you guys to just bring one person. I would like to see this double pretty soon, but if you can just bring one person, I know, and just encourage them that, we might not hit their subject matter that week, but I guarantee you, if they go to the website or go to YouTube, they'll see a whole bunch of these 15-minute little seminars, and they'll see that there's a topic in there that I know we can help them with. So if you can, let's double it up. Let's next week, let's have, 12 to 15. Usually we're around 9 and 12. So we're a little low today. Let's get back up to 12 to 15. So the other thing I want to talk about before we get into RJ is the mission statement. And I think it's healthy to read this every once in a while. So I'm going to read the mission statement of Elevate real quick. The mission of Elevate is to empower people with the knowledge and tools necessary to become visionary leaders who can make an impact in their home, social, and work environments. Many claim there is a leadership crisis, and I totally agree. We have many people in leadership positions that think short-term and feel comfortable with temporary quick fixes than development. The crisis we are facing is a decline of leaders that desire to develop, motivate, and deposit perspective changing knowledge that will mature and lay the proper foundation for their people to become the leaders of tomorrow. We must challenge people to fight aggressively and persistently to reach the goals of the organization or business in which they associate while chasing their personal dreams. This will eventually bring the ultimate fulfillment they so intensely yearn for. Unfortunately, our society has many people who enter the workforce devoid of passion, optimism, and a will to be the best version of themselves. The idea of we team goals have been blighted by I desires. Since all things fall at the feet of leadership, we must do something methodical and programmatic to turn the tide. Now is not the time to simply complain and criticize, but to influence and correct. It is time to implement a program of re-education and put systems in place that encourage and challenges more people to move into vision-oriented leadership. Elevate emphasizes and teaches how to level set expectations, the art of holding people accountable, temperament awareness, aggressive personal development, and how to realize results. To overcome the shadow between the dream and the reality, all we must do is elevate. So every once in a while, I want to read that because sometimes just coming in week after week doing these, we can get kind of lost in the sauce. But that's what Elevate is about. And at some point, we got to show some. We're going to get involved in some classroom settings and put some video up of some activities going on in the classroom setting. So that's kind of like my goal. I like to see happen in the next 2 to 3 months. So, any questions? How you guys feeling out there? It's 7-Eleven. I got a 10-minute video to show you. And this we got 7 people on. We got anybody that chimed in and tell us who's out there? Who's out there today? And then I got to talk to some people, some cars here, because I got a person I met today that's a car. And I was like, okay, I was told anytime I meet a car, they're related. So I'm going to call. You guys know who I want to call. Find out if they're related to me. So anyway.
Is the mission statement on the website?
The mission statement? That's a good question. Is the mission statement on the website? You know what? I don't believe it is. You're looking at it right now?
Ask them if they want a copy of it.
If you would like a copy of the mission statement, please email me.
Put your email address in the comments.
And Mother Brenda's on. Let's see. It's info@wemustelevate.com. I'm going to type it. And I hate typing while I'm talking because thank you. I was hoping she would say that because it just messes up my train of thought. But anyway, good to see you, Mother Brenda. RD is here saying hi. Good to see you, RD. RD chiming in. So today we're going to do a short clip, and it's a leader spotlight. This guy has done great things. Many of you guys might have heard of him already. I'm almost scared to say his last name. I listened to the video and I've heard his name said 50 times and I still get it wrong, but I'm going to try it again. It's RJ Scaringe. RJ Scaringe. So anyway, he is, and I'm going to pop up a screen here so you can see instead of me just telling you. Let's see, you can pop up the screen. Let's see, leader spotlight. You'll see his name there, and we're going to play a short video. It was a 10-minute video, but he's a CEO and founder of an electric vehicle manufacturing company called Rivian. He earned his master's and PhD from MIT in mechanical engineering, and he founded Rivian at 26 years old. Amazing story. The guy, of course, is super sharp, but think about it, 26. Who starts a car company? I mean, who does that? I mean, that's just not the norm, you know. So he got a short video, and actually Jay, you guys remember Jay? What's Jay's last name? The comedian Jay Leno. Jay Leno has a show where he talks about vehicles, and he actually did an interview of RJ. So we're going to play that clip. RJ's company went public in 2021. So he immediately, of course, became a billionaire. And I want to say he got the second highest paid CEO in the world last year, right behind the Tesla. So anyway, I hope you guys find interest in this amazing leader. It's a very entertaining video. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to show this clip real quick. So bear with me. I'm going to show this clip. Let's see.
We've all heard the expression, there's nothing new under the sun. And when it comes to automobiles, that's certainly true, especially electric automobiles. People are surprised to learn we've had electric cars, well, since the late 1800s. This is called an Owens magnetic. This uses a gasoline engine to drive an electric transmission, which powers the car. The advantages of it, same with electric cars today. There was no shifting, it was smooth, it was quiet, but trouble was they were very expensive. Gas was cheap, gas was plentiful. Okay, gas won the first 100 years. Let's show you what the second 100 years is going to look like. The vehicles you're looking at now are called Rivians. These are American-made, brand new electric vehicles. You've probably heard about their big deal with Amazon, making 100,000 vans. So the company is up and rolling and doing quite well, and they're pretty impressive. Let's meet the CEO of Rivian, RJ. Come on in. How you doing?
Hey, Jay.
Good to see you. Well, congratulations on all your success.
Yeah.
I find this all very exciting. To me, this is like the land version of the space race. You know,
Yeah.
It's good to see American manufacturing, building cars in America again. You know, everything seems to have left this country, and I just found that so depressing. 14,000 employees?
14,000 employees, producing the truck, the SUV, and then 2 different commercial vans.
I mean, I can't imagine how hard it must be to start a car company from scratch. It
Yeah.
seems like almost an impossible Herculean task. Were you always focused on electric from the get-go, or?
Yeah, I mean, I started the company 13 years ago,
Right.
and the challenge with something like this is I started with no capital, no technology, no brand, no supply chain, no team, no plant. So putting all those ingredients together, you know,
Right.
raising the money to do it with the product and with the technology, and a lot of these things are interlinked. So you need the technology and the product to raise capital, and you need capital to develop the product and technology. So those first few years were some of the most exciting in terms of how challenging they were and some of the iterations we went through in terms of the product and what we were going to build. That first few years just took a lot of effort to get all those pieces together.
Right, right.
Initially started with something quite different than this, but iterated through to arrive at what you see today, at least in conceptual form.
Were you always electric? Were you an electric guy from the get-go? Or were you just thinking?
We knew it was going to land on electric. We started thinking it'd be hybrid, and then we quickly arrived at electric after a few iterations to say that that must be the answer.
Yeah, because 13 years ago, might as well have been 100 years ago. I can remember people saying it'll take 50 to 75 years to get the country into electric cars, and people won't buy it. And now by 2030, most will probably be electric. So it's moving fast. I like the fact that this is a truck.
Yep.
It's a truck. It's not a car masquerading as a truck.
No.
It does all the functions of a truck.
Very capable.
But you do it with, I always say for new technology to succeed, it can't be equal. It's got to be superior.
Yep.
So now you have equal range in terms of, quote, a full tank, 300 miles or so.
Yep.
You have superior performance, and you have ease of maintenance and hugely diminished fuel costs.
Yeah, challenging existing sort of accepted norms. So the ability for the vehicle to be great on-road and great off-road, for it to feel refined yet have a lot of function, for it to be the kind of thing that you could get dirty, but it's easy to clean. So all those aspects played into how we conceptualized what ultimately became these 2 vehicles.
It's funny because I drive a lot of trucks, and I drove this for about a week, and it was fun every night going home, plugging it in, and having a full tank every morning.
Yeah.
I drove one truck that on the window sticker said 12 miles per gallon. Okay, when the window sticker says 12, it's 8.
Yeah.
And it was like $160 for a week of just driving. I went, oh my God, this is I mean, it was powerful, it was fun, but it was incredibly expensive. It was just crazy. Whereas this, you're down to what, $30, $25, whatever I don't even look at what the electric bill was, because psychologically, I'm not going past those gas signs, $6.98. What, Well, let's take a look at the inside.
Yeah. We changed the throttle mapping, and then you'll find this really interesting. The way we do damping in the vehicle, we have an electro-hydraulic damping platform. whereby we can control the roll resistance right to left such that we don't need anti-roll bars.
That's sort of proven technology.
It's never really been used on something like this. It's been on a McLaren 720
Right.
uses it.
I have it in my McLaren, yeah. Well, what I'm saying is I like the fact that there's nothing sort of experimental or we're not sure what that's going to be. It's all practical stuff that's been tried. And
well, we wanted to do that so that we could really deliver, like in sport, the car handles like it's on rails. But when I go back into, let's say, off-road or all-purpose,
right,
it transforms into a different vehicle. It feels like a different vehicle.
Right. Very cool. Well, how does Amazon, for example, I'm delivery truck, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be out all day.
Yep.
Now this vehicle has a 300 and some odd mile range. What do I do with that truck at noon? If the guy's running since 8 o'clock in the morning, he's empty by what, 11:30?
No,
12 o'clock at night?
In a last mile delivery van, it spends a lot of time stopping. So it stops several hundred times a day.
Right.
So if you're in a market where there's really high delivery density, let's say a market like New York,
right,
the number of miles driven in a 8-hour shift is actually relatively small, well under 100 miles.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell me about your vision, because it seems like, I've always said steam ran everything from 1800 to 1911, then internal combustion. Now we're into electric. What else do you see augmenting any of this?
I mean, we have 1.5 billion combustion-powered vehicles on the planet today, and over the next couple of decades, all of those are going to be replaced. And so things like local air quality in cities, so smog in LA, will start to disappear.
Right.
But the work to go build 1.5 billion or more vehicles, and of course not just build them, but also make sure customers want them. So to build interesting products, that's why Rivian exists, and and it's why I started the company, is to both inspire customers to make that transition, but to be part of building the products that fill in that demand that we hopefully continue to create.
Predicting the future is so hard. When I was in the 4th grade, a guy from Bell Telephones came and they told our class, by the time we were grown-ups, no American would be less than 1 mile from a phone. No more than 1 mile. No matter where you are in America, there'd be a phone within a mile. We thought, well, that's unbelievable. I'm in the desert. Yes, in the desert. Nobody thought you'd carry around your own person.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see, it is hard to imagine a world where seeing a gasoline-powered car would be akin to seeing a horse or one of your steam engine vehicles driving down the road.
Well, that's probably what it would be like. I mean, for example, I think a kid born today will probably never drive a manual transmission ever, unless he's an enthusiast or has a feel for machinery or antique. There's no reason for it.
Yeah, a kid born today may not ever drive a gasoline-powered vehicle.
Right.
Let alone a manual transmission.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Lithium is obviously the most desired material for batteries right now, but there's no endless supply of that either. What do you see the future going? Do you see something else might come in?
Yeah, well, one of the big challenges in electrifying every vehicle in the world is creating the supply of not only vehicles, but of the batteries. And it's sort of hard to imagine, but to electrify the world's vehicles, we have to create an entire battery supply chain that doesn't yet exist. We're not going to have a shortage of tires or seats. We have enough of capacity to build those. So we have to increase the world's battery capacity by on the order of 20x over the next couple of decades. And it's building more cells, it's building more lithium conversion plants, building new materials in many cases. So it's an area we spend a lot of time on. What are the upstream precursor materials that need to have capacity created in? An area we think is going to be the biggest constraint really in the next 10 years is going to be processing of lithium, creating lithium hydroxide or lithium carbonate. And I think it's a really exciting area we're going to see a lot of innovation in. We're going to see new business models emerge. And you're driving this thing like you've been driving it for a long time.
Yeah, it's very easy to drive, and the one pedal stuff works great.
Excited to get many, many more vehicles on the road.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hey, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more clips, previews, and compilations of things we've done on the show. So check it out.
So I hope you guys, I didn't lose you. I know that I always concerned whenever I play videos that I'll lose the audience. So if you're out there, please chime in, put a 1 on the screen. Let me know that you're alive. I hope it was interesting to you. Uh, the guy is amazing to start. Of course, he had a team with him, but just imagine you go to school, you know, and you go to say you go to get your bachelor's degree, and then you go to MIT. Go to MIT, get your master's, then you get your PhD. The year that he graduates, he starts the company at 26 years old. Of course, he goes into a lot of debt. I think he mortgaged his house. And then at first they were going to do a sports car. And then they realized that that's not what everybody wants. So you got to remember how many Tesla, they have vehicles, but have you ever seen a Tesla SUV? I mean, a full size one like that one you just saw. And then it's getting great reviews. The biggest problem he's having is trying to make sure that he get costs down. In that price range, that big SUV is running about 80,000 plus. So in that price range, it's the number one vehicle. Is people are loving it. The challenge is getting it out. You have people that are waiting a year and a half to get their vehicle. So the challenge is just to get it built and get it into the customer's hands. A couple of things I wanted to say. You notice that he had a contract with Amazon to make 100,000 vans. So all those little vans with that little upside down U on the back, those are made by Rivian. I wanted to ask, does anybody already have a battery operated electric car? Does anybody have an electric car? Anybody that we have on? And if you don't, are you planning to buy one next? Is anybody planning on buying an electric car? They made a statement during the video that kids today that are born today, Tamika said, nope, I'm going to ride mine out. I'm with you. I'm going to die with mine. I ain't buying another car. But they said kids that are born today are going to probably never drive a car with a transmission. Kids that are born today. So it's going to be interesting to see, what happens is if these battery operated cars do take over. So I met a gentleman who said that Toyota is actually developing some hydro vehicles too, and they've actually got them to run. They're just trying to fine tune it and see how Toyota's not sure. They're not totally committed to battery. Let's put it that way. They got some battery, of course, battery electric cars out there, but they're not totally committed. So they're still trying things out because their biggest thing, everybody on here is like, nope, none of us are buying a car. It's funny because I know I'll probably see somebody in 2 months that have a brand new car. However, I have a few neighbors, friends who have an electric car. So it's going to be interesting. I hope that you guys will take some interest in this guy. RJ is a amazing leader, and he has definitely opportunities, challenges ahead of him, and it's going to be fun to see how he overcomes those challenges. Ford is one of his biggest sponsors. They're investors. And then, of course, Amazon, the guy that owns Amazon. I always forget people's name when I'm on here. This is terrible. Help me. What's his name? No, Elon Musk is his biggest competition. I see the guy's head. Somebody help me. The guy that owns Amazon. I can't believe this. But anyway, he's a big investor. So when you have Ford and him as your investors, I don't think he's going to go in it with Jeff Bezos. Oh, Lord. Jeff Bezos is huge. So the other things I wanted to hit real quick, I know we only got 1 minute. Let me know if little leader spotlights like this interest you. My dad typed in Jeff Bezos. Let me know if they interest you. If they don't, let me know because I get off on these kind of things. I really do. I love to do these. I got like 10 people I wanted to share with you guys. I just try to space it out. But people that are doing things that are just not the norm, people that are doing things that it's like, whoa, wow, So another thing I wanted to say real quick was the one pedal drive. If anybody haven't driven an electric vehicle, you basically you do have a brake pedal, but the way the braking really works is you take your foot off the pedal and the vehicle automatically slows down. It's called one pedal drive. So you press it and you go forward. But if you want to slow down, you start taking your foot off the pedal, the gas pedal. The brake pedal's there, but if you're driving the car correctly, you'll probably never ever use it. Hey, Sean, it's good to see you. How you doing, Sean? So I'm glad you chimed in, so I know you're out there. But there was something else I wanted to highlight real quick. Of course, the R1T is the truck, and the R1S is the SUV. And I think that's about it on that. Any questions? I know it's 7:30. We're running up on our time. I hope. Let me know if you want me to continue. Put a 1 down if you want me to continue these leader spotlights. We did one a while back with Brandon F. Fleming. That's the guy with the debate team. And I haven't done one really since then. But I want to start doing these. Stephanie likes them. I want to start doing these on a regular basis just because there's a lot out there. And I really like to share it. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So it's 7:31. Please remember, bring somebody with you. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to bring somebody with me. I'm going to bring somebody with me. I'm going to pull somebody off the street and say, hey, we have a podcast on Wednesday about leadership. What do you think leadership is important? Yeah. All right. Be on that broadcast. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull them off the street. So we're going to bring somebody. I'm going to bring somebody. I'm committed. Shar said, make it a challenge. It's a challenge. How's that? But I'm going to bring somebody. So remember our slogan, be intentional, focus on growth, and elevate now. And please like and share. Thank you, Aunt Stephanie. Please like and share this podcast and let people know it's out there. It's free of charge. There's no charge to it. And I guarantee you there's something on here that can benefit somebody. All right, you guys. You have a great one, Sean.
Did you say share?
I did. I just said it. And my wife's not listening. She's multitasking. We need to have a Facebook Live on multitasking. But anyway, be intentional, focus on growth, and elevate now. And you guys have a great day. Sean, tell your brother I said hi. Thank you for coming on, man. One day we're going to have to come out there. You guys come out here something. I mean, I ain't seen y'all in 20-something years. I got shoes older than how long it's been since I've seen you guys. This has been a long time. So anyway, you guys have a great one. Thank you very much.